Today, I wish to consider one sum for you that is on partnership admission. Look at the sum on the screen. First I will read and explain you, and then I shall solve the sum for you. Janki and Ekta are partners of a partnership firm sharing profit and loss in the proportion of 2:3. Their balance sheet as on 31st of December 2004 is as under. Now in a balance sheet you are given on liability side capital of Janki and Ekta, general reserve 8,000, that is an undistributed profit between Janki and Ekta that gets distributed in their old profit sharing ratio, that is 2:3. Creditors 12,000. On asset side you are given land and building, tools, stock, debtors, cash balance, and profit and loss account debit balance 2,000. Now this profit and loss account debit balance 2,000 is an undistributed loss. That loss belongs to Janki and Ekta. That loss gets distributed between Janki and Ekta in the proportion of 2:3. And when the loss is distributed between the partners capital account gets debited because loss reduces the balance of capital account. Capital account holds credit balance. To reduce that, we are required to debit the loss. On the above mentioned date, they admitted Dolly in partnership on the following conditions. Dolly would bring necessary amount in cash towards capital on the basis of her profit and loss ratio and ₹5,000 in cash towards goodwill. So new partner will bring necessary amount as capital to keep her capital in proportion to her share in profit. Amount brought for goodwill 5,000. That gets distributed between sacrificing partners in the ratio of sacrifice. The new profit sharing ratio is determined to be 2:2:1. So 2:2:1, so share of new partner is 1/5. As the share in profit is 1/5, the capital of new partner Dolly will be 1/5 in a firm after admission. The value of land and building is to be increased by 10,000. Land and building 60,000. 10,000 increase in value of land and building credited to profit and loss adjustment account. And consider the value of tools to be 12,000. Tools are 10,000. Its valuation made 12,000. 2,000 increase gets credited to profit and loss adjustment account. Provide 10% for bad debt reserve on debtors. Debtors note is 15,000. 10% thereof 1,500. Provision for bad debt reserve gets debited to profit and loss adjustment account. Outstanding income not recorded is ₹1,000. Income receivable not recorded. If you record it, where will you record? It will be recorded on the asset side of the balance sheet because the amount is recoverable and there is an increase in the value of asset gain credited to profit and loss adjustment account. If the partners contemplate to maintain their capital in a new profit sharing, profit and loss proportion. Now, if all the partners desire to maintain the total capital of the firm in the profit sharing ratio, so here new partner brings 1/5 capital, but remaining 4/5 capital also should be in the profit sharing ratio, and that capital belongs to Janki and Ekta. So Janki and Ekta are also required to maintain their capital in the new profit sharing ratio. That means if total capital of the firm is 5, 2 should be the capital of Janki, 2 should be the capital of Ekta, and 1 should be the capital of Dolly. If total capital is 5. If the total capital is suppose 5 lakhs, Then 2 lakh should be the capital of Janki, 2 lakh should be the capital of Ekta, and 1 lakh should be the capital of new partner Dolly. We shall consider this aspect of keeping capital in the profit sharing ratio at the time of solving the sum. Now let me start with the sum. Here I prepare profit and loss adjustment account. Here I prepare partners capital account, Janki, Ekta, Dolly. This is the debit side, this is the credit side. Cash and bank balance, particulars, debit, credit, balance sheet after addition. As usual, I start first of all revaluation adjustments. Third adjustment is a revaluation adjustment. Value of land and building is to be increased by 10,000. Now what is the value of land and building? Just observe in balance sheet. This is my balance sheet. Land and building is 60,000. Land and building 60,000. Increase has occurred 10,000. So let me write down first of all land and building to the asset side of the balance sheet 60,000. Increase 10,000 is added there. So total value of land and building is 70,000. And this increase in value of land and building gets credited to profit and loss adjustment account. So what's the journal entry for that? Land and building account debit 10,000 to profit and loss adjustment account credit 10,000. This is the entry. Now let me consider the next adjustment. Consider the value of tools to be 12,000. Now tools given 10,000. Valuation made 12,000. Increase in value 2,000. Notice it. I write tools 10,000 in the inner column. Valuation made 12,000. So 10,000 has become 12,000. How? Because it has been increased by 2,000. This is a gain. That gain is credited to profit and loss adjustment account. Journal entry for that is tools account debit to profit and loss adjustment account credit. The other name of profit and loss adjustment account is revaluation account. You may write the entry tools account debit to revaluation account credit. Next. Provide 10% bad debt reserve on debtors. Debtors are 15,000. 10% there is 1,500. 1,500 bad debt reserve is deducted and debtors disclosed in the balance sheet at 13,500. This provision is made out of profit and loss adjustment account. So journal entry for that is profit and loss adjustment account debit to bad debt reserve account credit. So I debit profit and loss adjustment account with 1,500 rupees. Next. Outstanding income not recorded rupees 1,000. Income outstanding, income receivable, recoverable, right to receive money is an asset. That assets appear on the balance sheet asset side. Increase in value of asset is credited to profit and loss adjustment account. Notice it. So this appears on the asset side of my balance sheet and it is credited to profit and loss adjustment account credit. So outstanding income account debit to profit and loss adjustment account credit is the journal entry for this. I have considered all revaluation adjustment. Now I want to consider the remaining details from the balance sheet. The remaining details you can identify in the balance sheet with black color. I will write first of all stock 10,000 on the asset side of the balance sheet. Cash balance will be recorded in cash account as balance brought forward. This profit and loss account debit balance 2,000, as I told you, it's an undistributed loss. That loss gets distributed in the ratio of 2:3. So let me distribute. 2,000 distributed in the ratio of 2:3. 2,000 into 2 by 5, 800. 2,000 into 3 by 5, 1,200. 800 is the loss to be borne by Janki. 1,200 is the loss to be borne by Ekta. Now when the loss is to be suffered by a partner, partner's capital balance decreases, so the capital account gets debited with this loss. So the journal entry for that is Janki's capital account debit 800, Ekta's capital account debit 1,200 to profit and loss account credit 2,000. Next, capital of Janki and Ekta credited to their capital accounts, balance brought forward. This journal reserve 8,000 is an undistributed profit that gets distributed before giving admission to a new partner. It is distributed in the ratio of 2:3. Let us work out the distribution. 8,000 into 2 by 5, that is share of Janki in undistributed profit. 8,000 into 3 by 5, 4,800, that is share of Ekta in general reserve. Now this is an undistributed profit. By profit, capital balance increases. So capital account gets credited for that. So journal entry for that is general reserve account debit to Janki's capital account credit 3,200 to Ekta's capital account credit 4,800. This is how general reserve distributed gets credited to the partner's capital account. Now I want to write down the creditors in my new balance sheet 12,000. This is how I have considered the details given to me in the balance sheet. Now I want to consider this profit and loss adjustment account. I would like to find out the profit or loss on revaluation of assets and liabilities. For that, I am going to balance this profit and loss adjustment account. Total of credit side is 13,000. From this 13,000, 1,500 is deducted. So 11,500 is the profit. That profit gets distributed in the ratio of 2:3. So share of Janki in this profit is 11,500 into 2/5. Share of Ekta in this profit is 11,500 into 3/5, that is 6,900. So this is the share of Janki and Ekta in the revaluation profit. Profit gets credited to partner's capital account. So journal entry for this transaction is profit and loss adjustment account debit 11,500 to Janki's capital account credit 4,600 to Ekta's capital account credit 6,900. This is how revaluation profit is distributed between the partners. Now, third step is also over. First is consider the revaluation adjustment. Second step, consider the details of balance sheet. Third, close profit and loss adjustment account. Now I want to consider goodwill adjustment and capital adjustment. Notice it. Dolly would bring necessary amount or in cash towards capital. What that necessary amount is there? That is a proportionate amount. Her share in profit is 1/5. As I told to you, she has to bring 1/5 of the total capital of the firm. And rupees 5,000 in cash towards goodwill. The new profit sharing ratio is 2:2:1. Now first of all, let me distribute the goodwill. The principle for distribution of goodwill is whatever the premium or goodwill brought by a new partner gets distributed between sacrificing partners in the ratio of sacrifice. To find out the sacrificing ratio, I am required to deduct the new share in profit from old share in profit. Let me work it out. Old share 2:3, new profit sharing ratio 2:2:1, share sacrificed, old share minus new share. For Janki, sacrifice of Janki, let me work out. What is the old share of Janki? 2:3 means 2/5. What is the new share of Janki? That is also 2/5. So 2/5 minus 2/5, she has not sacrificed anything. There is no sacrifice by Janki. Janki has not sacrificed any profit, so Janki won't get anything against goodwill, anything for goodwill. Now I want to work out the sacrifice of Ekta. Her share in her profits before admission was 3/5. Her share after admission is 2/5. So 3/5 minus 2/5, 1/5 is the sacrifice by Ekta. And the share of Dolly is also 1/5. So Dolly has gained 1/5 share and that has been sacrificed by Ekta. So whatever the goodwill is brought by Dolly will be received by Ekta. So Ekta receives for goodwill. Dolly has to pay for goodwill. Journal entry for the cash account debit 5,000 to Ekta's capital account credit 5,000. Cash account is debited with 5,000 and Ekta's capital account is credited with 5,000. This is how goodwill is distributed to a sacrificing partner. After considering all this adjustment, new partner Dolly is to bring 1/5 capital in proportion of profit sharing. Let us work it out. Now this is the share of Janki and Ekta. that is 4/5 share. To have a 4/5 share in profits, how much capital have been contributed jointly by them? Let us work out. To find out their capital contribution in the firm, I am going to refer to their capital accounts. Total of credit side of capital account of Janki. From I will deduct 800 that is debited to Janki's capital account. I will get the capital balance of Janki. Same way, I will work out for Ekta. Notice it. Total of credit 30,000 plus 3,200 plus 4,600. Here the total for Ekta 50,000 plus 4,800 plus 5,000 plus 6,900. This is the total of credit. Minus total of debit 800 and 500. So their capital balance, existing capital balance in the firm is 37,000 and 65,500. This is the existing capital balance. And that capital contribution by Janki and Ekta total for 4/5 share. So here total capital is 1,02,500. 1,02,500 is the total capital of Janki and Ekta. And they both of them are getting 4/5 share in profit. So for 4/5 share in profit, their contribution is 1,02,500. What is the amount required to be contributed by Dolly to acquire 1/5 share in profit? Let me calculate that for you. So to have a 4 share in profit, capital contributed by both of them is 1,02,500. What is the proportionate amount that should be contributed by Dolly to have 1 share in profit as against 4? So 1,02,000 into 1/4, 25,625 is the capital required to be contributed by Dolly. Dolly contributes it. Dolly brings as her capital 25,625. Journal entry for that is cash is received by the firm, cash account debit, debit what comes in, cash account debit. Dolly, new partner is a giver of capital, so cash account debit to Dolly's capital account credit. So here notice it. Cash and bank account debit to Dolly's capital account credit, 25,625. Now Dolly's capital is in the profit sharing ratio. But we don't find the capital of Janki and Ekta in the profit sharing ratio. Share of Janki and Ekta is 2:2. So 2 is the share of Janki and 2 is the share of Ekta against 5 total profit. They are sharing equally, but their capital is not found equal. The capital of Janki is 37,000, capital of Ekta is 65,500. They also want to keep their capital in the profit sharing ratio. How much capital they should keep in the firm if their capital is also required in the profit sharing ratio? Now notice it. If partners contemplate to maintain their capital in the new profit and loss ratio, so here see Dolly's capital is 1/5 in the profit sharing ratio, but we don't find the capital of Janki and Ekta in their profit sharing ratio that is equal, that is 2 and 2. 2/5 and 2/5. Now see, if this total capital is to be kept in the new profit sharing ratio, then total capital in new profit sharing ratio 1,02,500 into 1/2. 2:2 equal 1/2. So 51,250 should be the capital of Janki as against her capital is 37,000. Similarly, capital of Ekta also should be 1,02,500 into 1/2. So it should be 51,250. So this is the required capital. This is the existing capital. Now, when you want to change the capital to the required level, either you are required to bring cash or you are required to withdraw cash. Here the capital is 37,000 and Janki wants to keep a capital of 51,250. So Janki has to bring, while Ekta's capital is 65,500 and her capital to be maintained at 51,250, her capital is more than required. So she will withdraw. How much amount is brought and withdrawn? Notice it. 51,250 minus 37,000, 14,250 is the amount brought by Janki, and the same amount is withdrawn by Ekta to keep their capital in the profit sharing ratio. Let me give the posting of it. So here, cash account debit to Janki's capital account credit 14,250. Ekta has withdrawn 14,250. See, Janki has brought 14,250 cash comes in the firm, debit what comes in cash account debit. Janki is the giver, credit the giver, Janki's capital account credit. Now Ekta has withdrawn 14,250, Ekta withdraws, Ekta is the receiver, debit the receiver. So Ekta's capital account debit, cash goes out, credit what goes out, cash account is to be credited with 14,250. So Ekta's capital account debit to cash account credit 14,250. By recording this amount brought and withdrawn by the partners, their capital balance now we shall find in the profit sharing ratio. So let me write out the capital balance of Janki. This is the closing balance of Janki that will appear in the balance sheet at the same time. Same way, capital balance of Ekta is 51,250 that will appear in the balance sheet here 51,250. And the capital of Dolly in the profit sharing ratio 25,625 that will also appear in the balance sheet. Notice it. Now, we find capital in the profit sharing ratio. Here I have recorded the closing balance of capital account. So your capital account now should agree, tally. Let me do that. Total of Janki 52,050. Total of debit and credit. Same for Ekta. If you work out, both the side total is 66,700. And for Dolly, it's apparent. 25,625 is the total of debit and credit. And that has already been recorded in the balance sheet. Now at last I want to close the cash and bank account. The total of debit side of cash account is 47,875. From that 14,250 deducted. So closing balance is 33,625 that will appear in the balance sheet. Cash balance 33,625. Now all accounts are closed. Capital balances are also transferred to balance sheet. I'll prefer to total the balance sheet. It should agree. Total of asset side is 1,40,125 and same is the total for liability side. This is how the balance sheet should agree. I have tried to explain this sum. I think you must have followed this sum. Observe the solution in total. Thanks to all of you.